Hi everyone! Today's card is going to be a fun shape card. So I've already cut out all my bits and we'll go through those as we go along. And for this card I've chosen two different styles of leaves. I've chose the floaty fronds and the floral finery fabulous fronds, and they're both quite nice sized dies. I've also cut out the swirly bits, so I've cut 4 of the bigger swirly bits. The flowers that I'm going to be using for this card are called the Romantique flower, and that's from the Adornments collection. I've cut the big numbers, the 7-0, and this is from the Celebration Numbers Stately collection. And I will be stamping Happy Birthday, and this is the Duet Collection Stamps and Coordinating Dies Essentials. So you get the stamp and then you get the coordinating dies to cut your background with those. So that's all the products that I've used, and they're from Sentimentally Yours. So just pop all that to one side. So if I take in my bits, first thing you're going to need is a piece of white cardstock, and this measures 11 inches by 5.5 inches. And then you're going to need a second piece of white cardstock that measures 6 inches by 3 inches. So we need to score this down at long side across the top, 1 3/4. So that's 1 3/4, 3.5. That's a bit of a funny scoring tool. 3.5, 5.25, and 7. So we've scored that down at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5.25, and 7. And for the smaller piece, long side across the top, short side butted against the edge, we're just going to score this one down at 3 inches. There we go. So that's all the scoring that you need to do. If you turn this over, fold your first score line back on itself. Give that a nice fold and burnish. The next one we'll fold the opposite way. Give that a nice fold and burnish. Turn that over, fold that back. And then the last one, I'm going to fold that. Fold and burnish should look like this. And then this smaller piece, we're just going to literally fold that in half. And we're going to give that a really nice burnish. All we need now is some designer series papers, and I've chosen these beautiful papers again. This was the paper pad from Sentimentally Yours, and it's called, this one is called the Papillion Paradise, and it's a really lovely mixture of florals. Lovely paper pad. So put that one to one side, and all I'm going to do, I'm not putting many mats and layers on this. All I'm going to do with this is pop a strip of the series papers down each panel, and these measure 1.5 by 5.25, and you'll need 4 of those. And then I've cut one at 2.25 square, and that's to go on this front piece, and we'll do that in a little while. Now, because we're not using any mats and layers, we can't glue these straight to the card base, because eventually the card will end up warping. So we're just gonna pop some double-sided tear tape. So just 2 strips. Take the backings off of those. Never want to come off when you want them to. There we go. If there's any bits over the end, just tuck them back. Make sure you've got this the right way around. And on this first one, we're going to get that nicely lined up. And give that one a nice press down. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Now, I'm going to mix and match these a little bit because I don't want butterflies in a line. So again, and then this is what we've ended up with now. So for our center panel, just do exactly the same again. This one is going to sit across the front there. Now if you want to cut another piece to pop on the front of there, you can. So make sure you get the right one. Just pop a nice line of glue, not too close to the edge. I'm going to get this one lined up with the edge. And then if you pop this one in, turn that over, you can see roughly where that is going to stick to. Another line of glue, not too close to the edge. Hold that all in place and just bring that one across and give that one a nice press down. And then we've got this really nice fun shape card which folds flat, stands perfectly, and you can now dress this exactly how you want. So if we pop that to one side, and I'm going to take in my foam mat. I have cut myself some florals, and I'm going to take in the bigger ball tool for the bigger one, and I'm just going to curl those petals over slightly, not too much. And this is a glitter card that I'm using, and it's a non-shed glitter card. And then if we just turn these over, and we can give them a nice squish down in the middle. Now the thing I think I've said before with glitter card, any glitter card, you're better off using a hot glue gun. But I haven't turned mine on, so I'm going to use glue. Glue doesn't seem to want to stick to it for some reason. It does eventually, but it takes a while. So I'm going to get that one rotated. And I think it's that one. Whoops. So this is a three petal floral. I'm going to attempt to pop a pearl in there and hope that it lives there and stays. As I say, these do stick eventually, they just take quite a lot longer than glue into just regular cardstock. I'm just going to pop those in there, so that's a white pearl in each floral. I'm just going to move all that to one side. So there's our 7 and our 0. I've got 2 different lots of leaves. I've got some white fern and some green leaves. And some pink glitter twiddly bits. So if we bring back in our card ace, so this is where we are with this one. Now there's florals. Just like so on the front. That's stuck. So there's our first one. Give all these a lift back up. Now that glue has seeped out quite a lot from that pearl, so I might actually put some white glitter around that one as well. Nice bit of glue on the back of that one. This one is going to sit just there. Nice squash down. And this last one is going to sit just under there. There we go. I'm just going to pop some extra glitter. Created ourselves a nice glittery ring. So that's the front of that one. Now it's just a case of popping in some bits and pieces wherever we think we want these to go. So what I thought I would do, now we can could actually go over like so. We're just going to cut that one down a tiny bit, give that one a tiny bit of shape. Pop some glue on the back of that one. I'm going to take this one just up under the centre there. I'll take the bottom off of this one and give that one some shape. And this one's going to go just under at the top, just there. Now with these ferns you get a left and a right facing, so it's quite nice to be able to know that they're going in the opposite directions. And before we put any more in, I think, no, I'm going to put some leaves in first. Yeah, I think we'll keep them as they are. Just going to give them a tiny bit of shape. Bit of glue on the back of them, and I'm going to go up the stem a tiny bit because these are quite delicate and they will flop all over the place. Lift up that one. And just keep holding everything up and having a look. And then this one again can mirror image this side. There we go. And now we've got some twiddly bits. I am going to break this down. And I'm going to give these some shape. Pop some glue on the back of that. And these are going to slot in just underneath the fern. And I don't mind that this is all hanging over the edge. That's the same way. Yeah, so this one needs to come down this way. Chop some off the bottom there. And the first one went under the fern. And this one is going to go over the fern. So that one's going to go in just like that. I'm going to give that one a squash down. So that's actually looking really, really beautiful. Just going to pop another bit of glue on the back of that one, so that doesn't flop all over the place. We can actually glue that, stick that one to that fern. So it's a beautiful little card, really. Okay, so what I've decided to do is pop the 7 and the 0 on the back piece. So I'm just going to glue that one down. So a nice bit of glue. Just there, just make sure that the 0 is going to fit on. Need to move that across slightly. Yeah. A nice bit of glue on the back of that one. That one nicely lined up. That's our 7, 0. So now when the card's opened up, this is how this looks when it's stood up. Beautiful. Just get those to stick. And then all we need to do now is our sentiment. So if I just take another piece of cardstock, I'm going to measure this back panel, which should be 4 inches by 5.5. So I'm going to cut this piece at 3 3/4 by 5.25. And that piece should sit in there quite nicely. So if I bring this back in, that one's going to sit just like so. Okay, let's have a on your special day, happy birthday. I don't think I'm going to use the outer cutting. I'm just going to stamp onto my piece of cardstock. Special day, happy birthday on your special day. Actually, that might work. Let's do the happy birthday first and then see what it will look like if I put on your special day as well. Right, get that one nicely lined up. And I'm using the VersaFine Onyx Black. I'm going to get that nicely inked up. Make sure your cardstock's nice and straight. I'm going to go right up to the, quite far up to the top. Happy birthday. Quick clean off. Let's just pop this one back a minute. Seeing what that would look like. Happy birthday on your special day. No, I actually think that works quite nicely. So on your special day, now I haven't used this stamp, so I hope it's going to be kind to me. So a nice amount of ink on there. You can usually tell if your stamps need any work doing to them. That one looks absolutely fine. Happy birthday. Try and get that as nicely centered up with the happy birthday on your special day. And give that a nice press down. Lovely. Give that one a nice clean off. So take back in my card. Happy birthday on your special day. I'm going to pop this one down with some double-sided tear tape. Get that one nicely lined up. There we go. And there's a really pretty 70th birthday card. Now we can go on and on and on. I can put more pearls on. I've still got lots of foliage that I can add to this if I want to, which I think I might do. I'm going to break that one down. I just want to use it up, make it look as special as possible. And hopefully now these florals have dried, so I can pop that one under. Give that one a squash down. Shall we use another one of those, or shall we just use a couple of small ones? Let's have a look. think a couple of small ones are better. Nice bit of glue on there. And I do have one more twiddly bit, I think. Well, may have two, but we'll have a look. So I've got that bit, one there. Yeah. Just give that a tiny bit of shape. Lift that one up slightly, get that one. Looks like a double, but it's completely different, which I think looks quite nice down in that corner. And then, now I've lost my pearl out the middle. Yeah, this really needs to be set aside to really dry. I'm just going to break that one off. Give that some shape. Glue on the back of that one. And this one, again, is going to go just in between it all, really. There we are. Get that one squashed down. One up there. Most probably put one in that space there. So 1, 2. One down in that space there. And I'm going to use the smallest ones for this. So what did I do with that? I put it back. I'm going to have one pearl there. Oops. One there. And one at the top. So that just finishes the front of that off. Absolutely gorgeous. So there we go. A really nice, fun fold, fun shape card. It's quite tiny. It measures 4 inches across by 5.5 inches in depth. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. Sit on somebody's mantelpiece. You've got the 7/0. I think I love birthday cards with the age on, especially when they're milestone birthdays. But sometimes you just don't want your age in your face. So actually, you can see it, but it's around the corner. Absolutely beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video. I'll leave it like that so you can see what it actually looks like. I hope you enjoyed my little video. I thoroughly enjoyed making that. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And until the next time, bye for now.